Good evening. This is Michael Cole with My Orange, Texas Now. Our evening report is going to be a new thing we're trying to try and do live. First off, let's talk about this particular picture. We are starting something. We want to know who in Orange County has the best tacos. So we're starting on Taco Tuesday, a choice between two of the local taco places. Today we chose Two Amigos and Tacos La Chula. We will be doing a bracket style tournament with each week featuring two different taco places until we get to what you, the viewers, decide is the best taco place in Orange County. So we're kind of excited over who's going to be the last one standing. Let's take a quick look at our weather. As usual, a June day in Orange County puts us in the upper 80s, but once you add in the heat index, we're probably kicking close to 3 digits. As we put this into motion, you'll see that it starts to cool down, reaching, for instance, 81 in Orange, 80 overnight, 80 degrees in Rose City, and 80 degrees in Vidor. For those of you stuck on the way home at the particular moment, let's take a look at our traffic. In Vidor, there seems to be a little bit of a traffic snarl between the Barbecue Depot and Interstate 10 on Main Street. A little bit of a slowdown on Highway 12. Amazingly, Interstate 10 both ways are actually green right now, which is enjoy it while it lasts. And Strickland, a little bit of a slowdown close to the Walmart Supercenter. One piece of news this evening, the city of Orange is now seeking a new director of public works. James Wolfe is retiring at the end of June, and the city is looking for a new public works director. Our next thing is we'll be interviewing a local country music celebrity that will be performing at Tia Juanitas on Friday. But before we do, let's actually enjoy one of his current hits, still in Houston.
Now she's left me, no one's by my side. I'm still Houston, same old house, same bad blood. I still wear a ring and drive my old red truck. Well, I probably shouldn't leave here. She'll come back. But to answer your question, I'm still in Houston. Yeah, man. Hey, Joe. Yeah, I'm doing just fine. Same old job, same old life. Now she's left me, no one's by my side. I'm still Houston, same old house, same bad love. I still wear a ring and drive my old red truck. Well, I probably shouldn't leave here. But to answer your question, I'm still in Houston. Yeah, man, it's been good. Nice to get you, but now I better get off the phone. I'd love to go out, just call me up when you get back to Denver, 'cause I'll be here tore up. Stay, Houston, same old house, same bad luck. I still wear a ring and drive my old red truck. Well, I probably shouldn't leave here. She'll be back. But to answer your question, I'm still in Houston. I moved on, but I'm still the same, 'cause I just can't forget her name. And sometimes it feels like I'll be here forever. Stay, Houston, same old life, same bad luck. Still wear a ring and drive my old red truck. Well, I probably shouldn't be here. She ain't coming back. But to answer your question, goodbye, Houston. Goodbye, Houston.
We have with us in this segment brought to you by Bourne Construction. If you are looking to have a house, commercial, or industrial property built, Bourne Construction is the people to contact. For this segment, we have with us Tyler Dozier, a local country music star who's has songs that are starting to really get everybody's attention. Welcome to the show, Tyler.
I appreciate you having me.
Let's see. You told me earlier that you've been playing from a pretty young age. Did you just, I mean, is it just like as long as you can remember you've been playing, or was it just like a day in which you were introduced to it?
I was introduced to it from birth. I'm pretty sure. As far as I can remember, I've always been around music. My whole family revolved around music. It really did. And then I finally picked up a piano and started taking piano lessons at about 6 years old. And from there, it just kind of escalated into what it is today. I picked up a guitar at 12, so it's been uphill since.
So, like when most kids today would be playing the game box, you were like strumming the six string.
I was, yes, for sure. And I still do playing some video games, but like every kid, I did. I played a lot of music at a young age.
So, on that line, since you started playing as a really young age, who were some like singers or songwriters that really influenced you when you were growing up? You said, "Oh yeah, this is my idol."
I had a lot in it. I surprise a lot of people because of my age and the people I always come up with when I get asked this question. But I'm really, my whole core goes down to Merle Haggard, Keith Whitley, guys like that. Those two really influential on me. And like Cody Johnson, man, like just to see what he's done. I was a little bit older. I was a teenager when he first started coming out, and I followed him from the ground up. And it's just awesome to see an independent guy turn what he is today.
Okay, and so on that line, since You had told me that you'd gotten to music as pretty much an alternate career. COVID put you out of your old line of work, and you had to like start into like singing and songwriting as a professional thing. If if COVID had not have happened, would you have ever envisioned yourself going into music? Was that something that you would have done it eventually anyway, or was just something like you woke up, it just before you knew it, you were here?
Well, it was always in my blood. I had always played music and I'd always loved it. No, I had never thought of a profession in it because I mean I had a good job working, making good money, and then so no, probably not. It was the push that I really, because I'm so blessed that it happened, and it was a blessing in disguise to push me to where I am now.
Okay, let's see. And on that line is your song "Still in Texas" is chopping quite a few charts. Tell us a little bit about this one.
Man, still in Houston is one of the very first songs I wrote. I think it was the second one I was able to write, and it meant a lot to me. It really come out of nowhere. I was on Facebook and I got some buddies up in Nashville, and they were Texas. They were flying back for the week to go back to Nashville, and they had a layover in Houston, and he posted on Facebook, "Still waiting in Houston." I struck a chord with me right then. I said, "Still waiting." So I took the waiting out, turned it into "Still in Houston," threw a melody to it, and it just really took off from there. Went and recorded it in Austin, Texas, and released it in February of 22, and now it's number one airplay international radio chart right now. So
And I think we had talked earlier, and you said something that the very first song that you've ever written that you still haven't released yet. I'm not so much as like asking about that particular song as like like for instance when you actually will release it. I'm more interested in like uh your thought process. I mean, when you wrote it, was it like, did you set out to write it? Was it something that like still in Houston that just came to you? And when you finished writing the song, were you surprised?
well, that's a very good question. And I wrote my first song, that was 3 years ago, and I had been kicking around the idea of songwriting, and I had some ideas in my head that I really couldn't ever just put down on paper. And then one day, sitting around playing my guitar, and I had a melody in my head, and I started playing it out loud. In about 45 minutes, I had a verse and a chorus. And then from there, I just kind of built on that. And by the end of it, I was like, man, I've wrote a song. That's a song. But yeah, it was a pretty exciting experience, and it really opened a lot of doors for me.
And let's see, I've talked to a few other singer songwriters, and uh, a musical influence of mine growing up was always Billy Joel, just because he could turn this. So many ballads that he wrote. But what honestly like surprised me is he always said that he considered all of his songs his babies. And so on that line is, I know they're all your children. Do you have a song that you've written that you're like the near and dear that's actually like your favorite child?
Ah, it is like a favorite child. It's bad to say because you love them all, but I do. I have a couple that are actually pretty near and dear to my heart. Houston is actually one of those songs, just because of how it just came upon and out of nowhere. And from the moment I put it down on a piece of paper and played it for the first time, I knew that I could make something out of it, and it just hit me. And then another one is probably no one's heard it yet, but soon to hear it actually, hopefully. Texas Honky Tonk, and it's just a rocking little honky tonk song that I actually wrote about Honky Tonk, Texas, and Silsby.
So let's see. You've actually like been touring different places like the Oaks. You're going to be in Orange this Friday, but you had said something about some of the other acts that you've opened up for that are some pretty big names. Would you tell us about a few of them?
Yeah, man, I actually got the opportunity to open for Josh Ward, which is a big country artist, and it's crazy because a year ago I went to see Josh Ward and saw him in concert, and then this year I actually got to open up a show for him, and man, it was just there's no feeling like it.
Hmm.
Finally get that. Man, I was just watching this guy last year,
Hmm.
and then
Well,
here I am.
well, who knows? Maybe in a few years, I'll actually be interviewing a guy that's like all ecstatic that he's opening up for Tyler Dozier.
Man, I sure hope so.
And on that line is, and this is like one of those crystal ball questions. Where would you like to see yourself music wise in like 5 or 10 years?
You have to have goals. You really do in this industry because you get swept up in the moment in a heartbeat and just stay stagnant. So I try to set my goals probably a little bit too high, but in 5 years or so, I really would like to see myself maybe getting into Nashville. I don't want to change my sound though. I want to try to stay true like Cody Johnson did, and maybe get into Nashville and release a couple songs, and maybe just see what I can do nationally and see where that goes.
Uh, do you see yourself staying independent, or do you see your if an opportunity for you to sign with like one of the bigger record labels came up, would you do that?
I it would just it really would on the opportunity they were giving me, and I would love I love being independent. I really do, but there's perks that you really don't get being an independent artist because it's harder to get things and it's harder to get in places. So a record really helps with that.
Okay, and like we said earlier, you are going to be in Orange this Friday at Tia Juanitas fish camp. Let's see, tell us a little bit more about some of your this Friday and your future gigs you might be doing if anybody wants to come see you. And then if anybody wants to check out your music, either to buy an album or just to listen to some of your songs, tell them how they can go and check you out.
Yeah, man. This weekend, I'm actually Thursday. I'm starting the weekend a little bit early for all you sports out there, but I'm going to be at Honky Tonk, Texas, actually in Silsby this weekend on Thursday, and then, like you say, on Friday, I'm headed out to Orange to Tia Juanitas Fish Camp, and Saturday I actually took the day off, and then next week more gigs coming up that I will be posting on my Facebook, which you can follow, and actually working on my website, looking at releasing my full professional website here in the next week or so that you can check out. I will be posting on my Facebook about that as well. But you can find me just about anywhere. I've got 3 singles officially released right now. Music, Amazon Music, iTunes, Spotify, whatever streaming app you like, or YouTube. All of those all have my stuff.
Okay, and let's see. That pretty much wraps us up, Tyler. Thank you for being on the show. And anytime that you want to come back on to plug some of your music, albums, or tour dates, you're more than welcome to come on. It was really nice having you, and best of luck, Tyler.
Yes, sir. I appreciate it. Will do.
And this will wrap it up for the 7th day of June. We'll hope to see you tomorrow evening at 5 o'clock. Tomorrow, our guest should be former Pinehurst City Councilman Johnny Acevedo. He'll talk about Keep Orange County Beautiful and Destiny Church, plus his future plans in the local area. Until then, have a great day.